Christmas carolers. Boys little blue snippers. Aren't you grand?
Gremlins is a Christmas movie. It is, and I stand by it. Now, if you have never heard of Gremlins, let me explain to you what it is. Gremlins is a 1984 dark comedy slash Christmas movie slash horror movie. It's about this kid, or this young man, everybody's a kid to me nowadays. Young man Billy receives a gift from his father for Christmas. This gift is actually a little creature called a mogwai, and Billy later goes on to call this little creature Gizmo. Now, there are 3 important rules to abide by while you have one of these creatures in your home. 1 is never let them near bright light. Bright light can harm them or kill them. 2, keep them away from water.
Stupid water. I hate you.
And 3, never, under any circumstances, feed them after midnight. Well, of course, all 3 of these things happen eventually, but the worst part is the water and the food. Yes, the bright lights can kill them. The water makes them multiply. Little balls pop off their fuzzy little backs, and they turn into more mogwai. Now, Gizmo's an easygoing guy. He's a cute little creature. He doesn't want to cause any harm. Oh, by the way, he's also voiced by Howie Mandel. But once these creatures eat any food after midnight, they cocoon and become these mischievous and deadly green creatures. They're gremlins. There's been a long history of gremlins. One of the things was like gremlins destroying World War II airplanes. I really know that honestly from the old Bugs Bunny cartoons.
Hey, get a load of this, folks. A constant menace to pilots are the gremlins. Oh, murder. These blockbuster bombs don't go off unless you hit them just right.
And some really terrible things happen. Yes, they're mischievous, but they're also deadly. And there are some freaky scenes in the movie which scarred me as a kid, but I still love the film and I still love it nowadays. So for some reason you've never seen Gremlins, definitely watch it. It is centered around Christmas, so that is why it's a Christmas movie, and it's definitely one that I always try to watch. And there's a well-known, infamous or notorious or hilarious scene, however you want to see it. Sad scene maybe, where Billy's friend Kate, his love interest, actually, he likes her, played by Phoebe Cates. She recalls a story of when she was a child and why she really doesn't care for Christmas, because her father was supposed to come home and he did not. It was just her and her mother. They called the cops. They did an investigation. They were searching for him. Several days later, young Kate was trying to light the fire in the fireplace because the house was cold, and she smelled something terrible. It's not funny. Don't laugh. It's just such an odd story. And I think since everybody kind of talked about that scene, they kind of mocked it, had fun with it, in the second film from 1990 called Gremlins 2, The New Batch, where she talks about her traumatic experience, Lincoln's birthday.
Please.
What's wrong?
Oh, something terrible happened to me one year on Lincoln's birthday. I remember I had the day off from school, and Mom had let me go to the park, and this man with this beard and a hat looked just like Abe Lincoln.
I got time for
Raincoat.
this now, you know?
I remember, oh God, he said, hello, little girl.
Honey, come on.
So that was just my quick movie suggestion. Need to watch Gremlins. Very fast, I know it. There's a lot more information out there. If you like something that's funny but also has a hint of horror. And one thing I will say, the mother, Billy's mom, is a real hero, because she sees these creatures just destroying her house, and she single-handedly attacked several of these gremlins in her kitchen by herself. She did what she had to do to protect her family. So yeah, watch Gremlins. Lots of fun, lots of craziness. Is it for kids? Probably not. Depends on their maturity level. I saw it as a kid and I turned out fine. Probably what developed my weird sense of humor. 80s movies. What is your favorite scene from Gremlins? So thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.
What's his name?
His name's Gizmo.
Cute.
My children found this baby alone by the river.
Laura Denham has chosen you to be her guardian.
I'm a nobody.
Willow is a 1988 fantasy adventure film directed by Ron Howard and produced by George Lucas, starring Val Kilmer and Warwick Davis. Let's talk about Willow. It starts off with a baby girl named Laura, who is born with a birthmark that is supposed to seal her fate as the one that takes over the queen. Queen Bavmorda. So she orders a child to be exterminated, so she's no longer a threat. So obviously she's the bad guy. But the midwife takes pity upon the child and she sets the baby off in a makeshift raft down the creek. The midwife is actually attacked by these, pig dogs. They look like dogs with werewolf masks on, and to see that barreling into the woods after the woman and the baby, it's pretty frightening, especially when you're a kid. I've been scarred for life. But I will say Willow helped develop my love for fantasy. So by the time Lord of the Rings came out, oh my god, I was absolutely in love. Now there is a village of Nelwyn, which is a race of dwarves. And this is where Willow Offgood and his family resides. Willow is married and has a son and a daughter. He's a humble farmer and aspiring sorcerer. He does a lot of magic tricks and parlor tricks and things like that. Well, the baby is found by the children. They're like, oh, it's so cute, can we keep it? So of course, the mother brings the baby in because it's just a baby. You're not gonna leave the baby out there. Well, as the people there are holding a festival, this pig dog comes and attacks every cradle in the homes in this village. Thankfully, the baby was hidden, so everyone's safe, except for the child being scarred for life. That girl crying just like, that really bothers me. That looks so real. She really looks terrified, and she might have actually been. I probably would have been crying too. So Willow takes the baby to the village leader, played by Billy Barty. And he tells the leader, this is probably why the dog attacked the village, so I just thought I'd let you know I got this baby here. And they can tell the baby is actually what they call a daikini, which is the name for the tall people. So he says the baby needs to return to a daikini, and they set together a party, and they go off and look for a daikini. Eventually, they meet up with Madmartigan, who is stuck in one of those hanging cages. Most of the group think, you know what, we should just leave the baby with him. He's a tall person, he can take care of this. Willow isn't really too fond of the idea. He actually has a friend named Migosh, who's kind of his Sam to his Frodo, I guess. So Willow and Migosh are like, no, we'll wait. So the rest of the group goes home. That's where I'll leave you with this story. It's a really fun movie, and there's going to be a lot of scenes where you're like, oh my god, the special effects are so bad, and oh my god, because it was the 1980s. It was probably pretty good at the time. There are some scenes where it's kind of like, okay, that's an obvious puppet, or that's obvious claymation. Yeah. But you know what? There is one scene, though, and I won't give anything away, but this one person is transforming and morphing into different creatures. And at the time, from what I've read, that's the first time they've done someone morphing into different things like that in a movie. And it looks pretty good. Probably, honestly, why I like long hair on guys, because of Madmartigan, because of Val Kilmer. But I have long hair, and so it's kind of like my comfort blanket. It's my comfort hair. I know they made a series, Willow series. I haven't heard too much about it other than some people were disappointed in it. Now, I haven't seen it for myself, so I can't judge, but if you are avoiding the Willow movie based on what you heard about the Willow TV show, don't. Although Willow was not filmed until the late 80s, George Lucas actually came up with this idea in 1972 and was going to be called Munchkins. Now, the reason he waited so long because even George Lucas knew that back then they didn't have the special effects and things like they would later on to achieve the look that he wanted for this movie. Speaking of, this was actually written specifically for Warwick. Now, Warwick Davis was only 17 years old at the time that Willow was made. Lucas offered the role to Davis 5 years earlier because he was working on the set of Star Wars Return of the Jedi. Warwick played Wicket the Ewok in Return of the Jedi, and he was only 12 years old. According to my research, there's a book called The Cinema of George Lucas by Marcus Hearn. Lucas, quote-unquote, thought it would be a good idea to use a little person in a lead role. I agree. Why not? And I've also read that the dogs, I guess they might be referred to as death dogs. They were actually Rottweiler puppies, and they had the mask on and some furry coats to make them feral and vicious looking. But the dogs are just having fun playing with everybody on set, which I would be. Trust me, if I'm in a room with people and dogs, I'm going to the dogs first. So let me explain something really quick. Before Willow and the party head out to find a daikini to give the baby to, the leader gives Willow 3 acorns, and it turns anything you throw it at into stone. So the reason I say that is because there is actually a scene, a whole scenario, a whole action scene that they decided to remove from the movie. They filmed it and everything, but Ron Howard was talking about in an interview that he didn't like the way the fish looked. So there's a scene where Willow is trying to head out in this boat, and this weird guy shows up, and he says, "That mover's got her powers everywhere. You better watch out." And then he dives into the water and disappears. Willow gets into his little canoe, and the fish boy shows up. He just kind of jumps up towards Willow while he's in the boat, shows his nasty teeth and a fin as he swims down. When he comes up again, he is full-blown fish. and he actually takes a bite out of Willow's canoe, or of Willow's little boat, and Willow falls in. They're tangled up in rope. Willow finally frees himself, gets back into the boat, and tosses the acorn at Fish Boy. Fish Boy turns into stone, and he sinks down below the surface. So that was one of the scenes that they removed, and I guess it's not detrimental to the story other than the fact that it explains where that third acorn went. Anna Mardigan and Saoirse were played by Val Kilmer and Joanne Whalley. Now, they met on set, and they actually got married not long after that. They had 2 kids together and everything seemed pretty well, except they did divorce in the mid-90s. But I can't really blame them. I'm sure the set of Willow was really beautiful and magical, so, things like that happen. Now, there's a couple stories that I have been hearing about, I guess you would call it a dragon, the 2-headed dragon near the end, that according to the script, they called this dragon let's see if I can say it right, Eborsisk, which was a play on the film critics Roger Ebert and Gene Siskel. Eborsisk. There's also another story involving the 2-headed monster that involves Ron Howard's brother, actor Clint Howard. If you've ever seen a low-budget B-horror movie, you've probably seen Clint Howard. That's usually the type of movies he plays in. He must have a really good sense of humor. He's actually in some pretty funny films. Now, usually Clint does make an appearance in his brother Ron Howard's movies. You might have noticed, if you have seen Willow, that you did not see Clint. Ron decided to make the 2-headed creature resemble his brother Clint. Now, Clint does have a different appearance, a very unique appearance. So do you think these creatures look like Clint Howard? Leave your opinion in the comments, people. Be nice. I'm interrupting myself to correct myself. I got a little confused. I know the trolls do turn into the big dragon trolls, but actually they're probably referring to that version of the troll. Carry on. Between 225 and 240 little people were cast to appear in the film, and that would be the largest number of little people in a film, even more than The Wizard of Oz from 1939, who reportedly hired 125 little people. George Lucas was upset that Val Kilmer had top billing over Warwick Davis, who actually plays the lead character of Willow. But Val was much more well known at the time. So I kind of expect that, but I do understand that George Lucas was upset that Warwick did not get top billing because he was the star of Willow. But as you can see in some of these older posters, Val Kilmer's name does come first. But, the first person we think of when we think of Willow is Warwick Davis. George Lucas wanted to shoot Willow on location in China, but believe it or not, the Chinese government rejected it. Can you believe that? Wow, I'm totally shocked.
I am shocked. Shocked. Well, not that shocked.
But yeah, so they could not film in China, so instead, he sent some crew members to China to take photos, which were used as backgrounds in the film. And from what I understand, when they had to do some reshoots, George Lucas had to shoot the rest of the film in the wooded area around his home, which you may or may not know is called Skywalker Ranch. So there you go. There's all the information I know about Willow. There's plenty more out there, and I'll probably do another Willow review, probably, pick it apart a lot because it's one of my favorite movies. I watched that thing on repeat when I was a kid, and I really hope that you like it as much as I do, and I hope that I give you some new information that you didn't know. 100% recommend that you check out Willow. It's one of those fantasy movies from the 80s that you have got to watch at least once. I want you to watch Mac and Me with me. It's a 1988 sci-fi fantasy film about a boy who befriends a lost alien. It sounds a little familiar, doesn't it? That's because this movie is pretty much the blatant ripoff of the 1982 film E.T. the Extraterrestrial. However, I grew up watching Mac and Me, and while it's really corny and very heavy-handed in the product placements department, it's still a lot of fun to watch, even if the creature is still a little creepy looking. I know E.T. had its moments. Not everybody thought E.T. was cute, but at least he had a little more substance than Mac. I'm sorry. I would love for you to watch this movie with me. I've seen this movie 100 times before in the past, but I rewatched it again and I recorded my reaction, so maybe we'll have the same reaction watching this movie. If you've seen this movie before, if you haven't, especially if you haven't, you're going to have a really interesting time. We see this alien family of 4 on this deserted planet. These creatures are kind of unsettling. These beings in Mac and Me, these aliens, these Mac aliens, but these aliens are a little unsettling to me. They have a cutesy aesthetic about them. They have the big blue eyes and they're kind of dopey and just kind of do-de-do, So they're cute enough, and their mouths are always round, kind of like they're in constant state of shock, which I thought was actually kind of funny because in a lot of the ads, they give Mac a little smile, I guess so he looks less off-putting. So in this movie, we start off, the family's just like sticking straws into the ground and sucking up what's ever in there. And then this little craft comes down, which is an American spacecraft that lands on this planet. And the father is stupid, as a lot of fathers are in movies, and he throws a rock at this craft. Well, they go and inspect this craft. The little baby's sucked up in this tube, and this is where it's very cartoony, as you can see. And then the rest of the family is sucked up in this tube. The spacecraft leaves and goes back to Earth. The special effects for the time were decent enough.
Second memory bank access open.
Discrepancy still there. I've cross-checked everything.
What happened? I don't know. Out! What the hell? Don't move. Don't move.
Negative pressure.
Get out of here. Go.
Pull back to second perimeter. Keep still.
So the aliens somehow escape, and this little baby alien's just running through on his tiny little alien legs, running past all these agents. Somehow they are missing this little guy, or they can't find a way to control it. So they're chasing him with a helicopter. Oh my God, and then he gets shocked. This is horrible. Oh, you can see the strings. And then he flies into traffic. And then this dumbass father is just driving all over the street. His son's in the car. Be responsible. Pull off to the side. You can see around that alien. So the father crashes his car on the sidewalk and gets out to render aid to all the victims in the horrendous car crash behind him. And the little ginger kid sees this little alien, who is, again, kind of frightening. But the boy handles it pretty well. He isn't too fazed. Alright, so now would be a good time to introduce our human family, the Cruz family. Mom, Janet, youngest brother, Eric, and oldest brother named Michael. Now, there was another 80s movie with an alien where the older brother was named Michael, but I guess I won't mention that right now. I'm just saying.
Can we get down and watch?
No way. Is anybody hurt?
Nothing serious, lady. Something just ran across the road.
Oh, and then he just hops into the car. Okay, cool. Nobody heard that.
An omelet with 2 eyes. It must have been some sort of alien.
Was it drunk?
It's probably an ADUI. An alien driving under the influence.
It'll take a minute. All right, you can go. Go on. Next.
Wonder what they were looking for.
Omelets with eyes.
He's just a baby and he's lost his family. His family's out somewhere. They're in the middle of the desert. Oh, good Lord, the child's gonna pass out. This is horrible. They're gonna die out there. Roller coaster of emotions for this movie, I swear. That must have been a really annoying costume. I mean, your whole body's covered up in this latex or something. I bet that's fun going to the bathroom in. Again, no one notices this alien child. Tell me you're not looking for snacks in that car, kid. Whenever I was on a road trip, and still nowadays, I'll probably be looking for snacks in the back. Don't tell me you don't look for snacks and then spot that little alien.
How's it going?
Shh. We're communing with the earth spirits.
Welcome to California, bud. No fear, your hormonal hero is here.
Oh my God.
Once again, no one notices alien baby.
Look over here.
A couple of gorillas.
Penguins. Penguins.
Yeah, right.
Hey, Mom, where's my room?
I want to know what's going on in this boy's life where he puts on glasses or he momentarily sees these little creatures around the house and then they disappear and that doesn't bother him like it should, because I would be screaming my ass off. One special talent of these aliens, I remember, they have like some sort of electric spark, or they can kind of control electrical items, things like that. And also apparently their other talent is invisibility, because we have this little baby alien walking around that's about the size of 3 hairless cats and no one ever sees him. This is where we have the miscommunication. He thinks she's talking about his brother, and she's assuming he's talking about the little alien. I guess maybe she thought he had some sort of disorder.
Looks like you'll be an interesting addition.
Hey, Deb, time to eat.
What's your name?
Eric.
I'm Debbie. This is my sister Courtney. We'll talk later.
Okay. See ya.
There's something weird going on. Look at this. There were footprints here.
What thing?
I never saw it. I'm not lying, Mom. I swear it.
If I had a kid, or any kid at all, if they tell me something weird's in the house, some weird creature he saw and it ran to the backyard, I'm believing him. I'm not taking it. He might be lying. But what if he's not? Bless his little heart, he's scared by the coyote. Which, by the way, all the whistling that goes on with these aliens, it perked up my dog's ears every time, so I had to kind of pause it or mute it between certain scenes. And again, no one sees him standing right there. Aw, he's crying. That's sad. Okay, that's sad. Sad because he is just a baby. That is sad, even if he's an ugly baby. At this point, I would like to know what the point of this is. Like, why is the alien drilling holes in his wall? For fun? I mean, tell me that wouldn't freak you out, too. That's just scary. So, I don't know why, little Mr. Mac is doing this, or why he's bringing in all this stuff yet. Maybe it's kind of like the nature connection like E.T. had. But, yeah, he's just totally wreaking havoc at this point. Thanks, but no thanks, guy. Why are you doing this to me? At this point, the mother comes out and she yells that that's her mother's painting. It's 100 years old. The boy is yelling, what do you want me to say? And the mom said, I don't want you to say anything. The mom is mad. I understand. It's a mess. Everything's ruined. I totally agree. I mean, she's really blaming her son in a wheelchair for this. This obviously was not done by him. The boy did not do this. Leave Eric alone, woman. I know you're stressed. I know you've been through a lot. And I'm sorry I have to butcher up my video so much. It's because of copyright. I hope you understand. I wish I could show more, but if I show too much, I get in trouble. So thanks for understanding. I wish I could show more. I really do. This is one of the best scenes coming up, actually. And, well, that's just crappy craftsmanship. And there he falls, straight into the water. I mean, you can tell it's a dummy. I don't think they want to take a chance with the person doing that. And oh, look, there's Mac. Mac is going to come in to save the day. Look at him dive down there.
Everybody gets one.
Say something! Did you see him? The little creature!
Just go and get some help.
So the kid's brought home by ambulance. The cops are talking to Debbie, and there's a doctor in Eric's room. He looks them over, and the mom, I'm sure, is questioning a lot of things. Is my son crazy? He's trying to get attention. What's going on? The doctor says he'll be fine. He leaves, and Debbie comes in to talk to Eric.
You should back me up. They only believe what they want to believe.
I forgot about this part. Debbie tells Eric that they think that he has schizophrenia, which means that they believe he sees things.
Well, I'm going to prove it to everyone. I'm going to catch him.
Can I come in?
Sure.
So Courtney comes in to see how Eric's doing, and Debbie invites Eric to another friend's birthday party the next day. He agrees, and as you notice, Courtney is wearing her McDonald's uniform.
Bye.
I'm Courtney, Deb's sister.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you.
McDonald's, huh?
Yeah.
Why don't you stop by for a Big Mac?
You never told me about her.
Michael is dropping their mom off. She is working for the first time in 10 years at a Sears, and she's nervous.
Mom, relax. You've already got the job.
You look great.
Thanks.
You know what I feel like?
A Big Mac?
So it's just the kids at the house since the mom is at work, and Eric is throwing some cups and straws and, of course, the almighty Coca-Cola. I don't know why you need so many straws. One straw should suffice for many drinks, but then again, this is kind of like how Elliot left a trail of Reese's Pieces for E.T. There's a lot of similarities between this and that movie, you'll find out. And you can see his stuffed animal in his bed, either to trick his brother into thinking he's in bed, or his mom, or maybe even the creature. Debbie shows up and becomes his accomplice.
I think you should know I bruise easily. Here, strap this vacuum cleaner on your back. We're gonna suck them up.
I really don't know where Eric got the idea that they can just suck up this creature with a vacuum. I'm not saying it's not going to work, but I'm saying I don't know where he got that idea. And also, with all the Coca-Colas you're leaving around for that little alien, you're going to give that little creature
diabetes.
Haha, you can see the tracks. Damn, that kid broke her back. You're gonna have two kids in wheelchairs in this movie. I'm sorry.
Something I've been telling you about, the map, the mysterious alien creature.
I think they said it was just a coincidence, but I'm pretty sure Mac stood for McDonald's. Way to go, dumbass. You just killed this little alien.
We heard it bad, didn't we? Hey.
Here, have this chemical and sugar drink. I don't know how your body will react to it, but let's shove it down your throat.
That's fun.
What are we gonna do?
We're gonna tell her.
Don't tell her about me, please.
Wait, Debbie, go.
It's okay. She's just my mom. Come back.
What's going on?
Power surging in the whole neighborhood.
Michael? In the beginning again, shall we?
It's the truth, Mom.
I can handle it.
Morning.
Things are made out of rubber. I'm surprised there wasn't another ad for a Coca-Cola or a McDonald's on that newspaper. Look at that, the alien's ETing his way through life right now. Isn't he? He's rigging things up.
Wow, he cleaned up everything. What is it?
I don't know. Looks like he's trying to tell us something.
Good dogs, good dogs.
Don't hit him!
What is he, crazy or something?
Aliens in that little car, those little battery powered like little Jeeps, which by the way, they might have lasted for 15 minutes before it ran out of juice. Oh, he's Tokyo drifting. Oh, the poor baby. Can't keep up. And I remember him driving, but I don't know. Oh no, he fell. Oh God. Oh, those poor dogs. Poor alien. Stuck in the tree. Dogs barking like my dogs bark at squirrels. Maybe my dogs are barking at a Mac. Oh, good Lord. We got some music going on now.
They followed you here? I don't know. I bet they're looking for him.
The alien's sick, just like E.T. And of course the kid tries to get him some more Coca-Cola. Stop shoving that stuff down his throat, man. That stuff's bad for you. Even the alien's like, no.
You have a family? Oh my gosh, there's 3 of 3. Oh my gosh, that's my mom. What are we going to do? She's supposed to be looking after you. Tell her I'll be there in a minute. I think he was changing steering wheels on his wheelchair.
Wheelchairs don't have a steering wheel.
Maybe it was a flat tire.
And just like E.T., we have to disguise this little alien child.
Here, take him. Go.
Let's go.
Breakdancing in McDonald's parking lot. That's the 80s, people. 1988 to be exact, when this movie came out. And how did she get Ronald McDonald? A lot of us kids had McDonald's birthday parties. We never had Ronald McDonald. Good Lord, his eyes about ready to pop out of his head. Good Lord, ma'am.
Give me that. Did you see that?
Debbie, what's going on?
It's okay. Everybody thinks it's just a toy. Hi, Michael.
The thing I was telling you about, it's in the teddy suit.
People did not dance like that, and if they did, I would think that they're on drugs. I remember vaguely this scene, but looking back on it, what are we watching? Oh my Lord, this is absolutely horrible. I remember this, but oh my God, watching it now. I feel bad for any parent who had to suffer through this, along with my parents. We watch this stuff all the time. Okay, we already got like 10 minutes of dancing. Let's continue on. Let's move now. Let's move. What does this even have to do with anything? Why are they dancing? Did he just fly? We can't find him in these sea of teens in McDonald's parking lot. Oh my God.
Get him before he hits the street! Look out!
Okay, so the bear suit is off of him now. And he's covered in a bunch of lady undergarments. Well, these guys have more stamina than me. I'd be like, you know what? Let that kid go. I'm done. Look at all these great deals at Sears. I don't know how much power he's really got in that little alien body, but if he can make electrical things start moving, couldn't he? Then again, it's an old car. I was going to say, couldn't he make that car stop? I don't know. Elle did it in Stranger Things with her mind powers. So if you remember earlier on, Sears is where their mother works. Now she's going to get drawn in to the shenanigans. And yay, he finally used his powers for something a little more practical. And he closed the door behind him, and now all the TVs have exploded. Oh, Agent is smart. He threw a heavy-ass 80s TV through the door.
This is not gonna work, Michael. It's gonna work. Be careful.
Get ready!
Okay, so he pulls in Mac, and this guy has some strong arms. He pulls in his brother in the wheelchair.
Those are my kids in there.
Those kids just ran off with a
Creature from outer space.
Finally, Courtney getting some regular water for this creature, and the creature still doesn't want it. So they're trying to find out what to do. Somebody said, well, let's tell your mom. He said, no, he'll be given to the agents. And she said, well, what if he is dangerous? What if he's got some sort of disease or something?
Rude.
I think he's communicating with someone.
We're gonna go.
Well, we got some Skittle advertising here, too. This creature is 102% sugar. So Mac is pointing, and the van stops. They look, and there's a billboard. That is actually the ad that Mac had left on the table, along with all the photos of the horses, too.
Picking up some sort of signal.
Hold on.
And so they start driving out there, and we can see some horses.
Bummer, I thought it was gonna be a spaceship.
And all those straws with the daisies, that's actually supposed to be windmills. I do not remember this part in the movie. I guess I didn't figure windmills existed back then. Look how cute he looks in that shirt, though. Alrighty, I'm assuming his family's around here somewhere. I don't remember this part at all.
You sure this is it, Mac? Let's go, Mac. Come on my back.
Be careful.
Oh wow, we're Yoda in now. Wearing him like a backpack. Well, good lord. They look dead. I know they're not, but they look awful. Jesus Christ. How did this not terrify me as a child? Some things I just don't understand about myself.
She's alive, Mac. 3 more of them.
3? Are they friendly?
But Coke is going to bring them back to life, right? Because I haven't seen a sip of water in this whole thing. It's going to be, I got some warm Coca-Cola. Would you like some? I mean, if not, this is going to scar Mac for life. I swear I don't remember this part at all. That is so weird.
Hey, come on! Guys, give me another drink!
Okay, so they resurrected the aliens with some soft drinks. We're all good now. Oh great, the father can tie a tire iron in a knot. Yeah, they're dangerous and strong and unpredictable.
I think he wants my bracelet. You're hurting my
He can rip off this little girl's arm. This took a turn for the worst. Well, in all fairness, maybe the woman just thinks they're deformed, you know, just trying to be polite and don't stare, but be careful not to look away.
Because I want to make the freaks feel comfortable.
Hey, look, a Sprite. There's a change up. Everybody in this damn movie is going to have some kidney stones.
Don't do that!
This isn't Walmart. Get out of here.
You better come quick. They got out of the van.
It's the promotional game.
Okay, that is kind of cute. I'm sorry. That is kind of cute. Well, don't the others feel a little awkward? Now the mother is dressed and everyone else is naked. Obviously, that's the issue.
Security to the front, please. Buck, get up here.
Well, now we got some danger coming in.
Look, they're not gonna hurt you! Look, I'll pay for the damage.
Oh no, the alien's got a gun. Oh no. Oh no.
No! Come on. They don't understand. They're not gonna hurt anyone. Come on. Don't shoot them.
This is a harrowing experience. I don't remember this at all. My God, I can't remember guns in this.
Can you tell them to stop?
I told you they don't understand.
We're gonna lose him, Bill.
They don't know how to drive anyway.
Oh, he's gonna shoot. Oh no, what's going on? Oh wow, a big Oh wow. Oh, this is such bad special effects. Look at that. Apparently, they have forgot to throw out a wheelchair when they shot this explosion. So, like, you know what? We'll do it. We'll do it in editing. We'll take care of it.
He's gonna be okay.
He's gone.
What?
Well, Jesus, Eric is dead.
Just let me in. I'm his mother.
Holy shit, these aliens are fireproof. They just walked out of the flames, man. Are they gonna shock Eric with their magical alien powers? Like an alien defibrillator? Are they just gonna shock this boy back to life? That would be interesting.
Feather stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board. Light as a feather, stiff as a board.
And they fling Eric up into space.
He's okay.
Declare on oath that I act of the United States of America when required by the law.
And the aliens are becoming American citizens. The father could learn, better posture if he's gonna wear a suit. Learn how to stand up straight, son. I'm just gonna say it. They brought the kid back to life. Couldn't they make him walk? Dark, I know, but it's my question. I'm just saying. We got the sappy 80s music, and we trust the father to drive a car. Well, good for you. I wouldn't, but they do. Brought to you by Hubba Bubba. We'll be back. No, you won't. See, they probably thought there'd be some sort of sequel, but it did not work out for them. All right, so that's it, people. That's 1988's Mac and Me, a movie that tried very hard to be E.T. E.T. did much better than this because it was a better movie. But, you can't blame him for trying. The special effects were okay, like the puppetry is decent. There were a lot of mistakes and a lot of dated special effects. But, however, having said that, it stuck around with me for this long. And, if nothing else, it's a fun movie to watch just to kind of say, hey, let's count how many product placements there are. I watched it as a kid. I liked it as a kid, so, I had to watch it again. So let me know what you thought of the movie. Have you seen the movie yourself? Did you grow up watching it like I did? Or is this the first time you've ever known about Mac and Me? I would love to hear about your opinions in the comments. Do you enjoy 1980s children movies with a hint of horror and unease? Congratulations, this video is just about that. Little Monsters was released in 1989 and starred Howie Mandel and Fred Savage. He starred in the popular TV show The Wonder Years, and in The Wonder Years, the show was narrated by the same actor who played the father in Little Monsters, Daniel Stern. So I'm also going to tell you some of the most disturbing scenes of the film because while this is a children's movie, it is also from the 1980s, and we all know the 80s sold horror films to children. Fred Savage plays Brian Stevenson, a kid who gets bullied at school and is accused of being a mischievous liar at home due to some mysterious happenings around the house. It also stars Fred's younger real-life brother Ben, who plays Eric, and Daniel Stern, the guy from Home Alone. He plays one of the burglars in that film, and he also plays their father, Glenn, in Little Monsters. The beginning starts off with Brian explaining that his family moved to a new home because his parents thought that this was the best thing for him and his younger brother. And in the middle of the night, Brian sneaks out of his room to make a peanut butter and onion sandwich and overhears his parents arguing. Now, I'm trying to remember if as a kid I ever tried that just to see what it tastes like, and honestly, I can't remember. I mean, it sounds like something I would do as a kid. And we also hear Eric freaking out in his bedroom, so the parents run in, Eric said there's a monster in his room. They said, oh, you're just dreaming. And the kid's like, no, I saw it, I was awake. Now, am I the only one that would like search the room? Maybe he was just dreaming, but what if he's not? The next morning, they find the remnants of Brian's peanut butter and onion sandwich, as well as a melted carton of ice cream that falls out of the cabinet. Brian denies doing any of this, although he obviously was lying about the sandwich. And then when the father tries to leave, he runs over Brian's bike. And let me tell you something, that kid said to his dad, your car got a little ding and my bike's totally destroyed. What are you mad about? Or something along those lines. If I said that as a kid, that would not go over well. So there's some shenanigans going on, and there's a bully at school. Oh, and the bully is played by, and I hope I'm saying this name right, Devin Rattray, maybe? Sorry if I mispronounced that. But anyway, he played Buzz from Home Alone. So Eric and his friend think that the reason these things are happening around the house, things set up where they shouldn't be, is the result of the monster living under Eric's bed.
You say there's no monster, then switch rooms with me.
During the night, he sees lights and hears noises coming from the closet. When he goes to investigate, there is a TV on its side, sitting atop a chair, playing The Fly. The original Fly, not the one with Jeff Goldblum. I've never seen the original Fly. Jeff Goldblum Fly was fun, though. Brian sets up this contraption so the bed will collapse when he releases the handbrake off of his destroyed bike. He also sets out a trail of Doritos around the bed. And you ever notice, like especially in the 80s, when aliens or monsters were involved, snacks are always used as bait? Product placement. It's okay though, it's nothing like macamee, I promise you that. And early the next morning, he hears crunching and he wrestles the monster to the ground. His father hears the commotion, he comes in, turns the lights, and it looks like Brian is just wrestling with some clothes. The father yells at him, of course, tells him to get back to bed, and shuts off the lights and leaves. When the lights are on, the monsters apparently disappear, leaving nothing but a pile of clothes and shoes. And when the lights are turned back off, they form back into monsters again, which I thought was pretty funny because we all have that pile of clothes in our bedroom. And don't act like you're better than everyone else. You got a pile of clothes in your bedroom too. And sometimes it looks like somebody's sitting there. So I don't know if that was intentional, but I'm reading into it. That's how I see it.
Boo.
The monster at this point comes off less scary and more like mentally challenged. Kind of more annoying than scary. Still kind of lovable though. I'm not putting him down.
Stevenson, go for the lung bomb! The sun! Let me go! Let me go!
So the best I can gather is some light gives them horns, and when they're in a light for a prolonged amount of time, they shrivel up and die, like the Wicked Witch of the West. Wicked Witch of the West, I say. Tongue twister.
Get under the bed.
No way. You wrecked my bike.
The name's Maurice, and I'll catch you later.
There's a lot of weird stuff that happens, but I'm going to kind of give you the gist of it. There's a place underneath the bed where Maurice exists and is called Monster World. Kids can do whatever they want, eat whatever they want. They don't have to worry about any parents getting involved. And the creatures down there, the monsters, really look like kids. So they look like kids with maybe some masks or clothes on to make them look a little more goofy. And the whole point of monsters down there to come up to the human world is to scare children and to make it look like they've created all this chaos in the house when it's actually the monster under the bed. I get the gist. I don't understand though why these monsters just torment some kids. Like, why would they scare these kids? Why would they scare babies? Like, later on in Monsters, Inc., we do have a reason for the monsters going to the human world and scaring the kids, because the screams are used for their power source. That makes sense. In Little Monsters, the monsters are just kind of a-holes. They just like to scare kids. That's their main objective, for fun. So Brian wants to go to the bully's house and ruin his day, and Brian and Maurice, mostly Brian, makes fun of the bully because he has a little stuffed animal he holds. The kid obviously doesn't have much parental guidance because his room is a mess, and bullies are just usually a product of bad parenting. It's not trying to get psychological, I'm just saying I feel kind of bad for the bully here. Maurice and Brian go down to the fridge, and I'll just show it to you because I really don't want to discuss it.
Oh, right, Maurice, that's great. Oh, what'd you eat today, man?
Ronnie's gonna be pissed.
So there's gotta be a bad guy in this, right? There is, and his name is Snick. He's kind of like the Monster World bully, I guess. And he is played by Rick Dukeman, and if I mispronounced it, please correct me in the comments. He played in The Burbs. Now his appearance is actually pretty cool. He's got no neck. He's very imposing, and he has an underbite with sharp teeth. Brian discovers that since he has been spending so much time in Monster World, he's starting to react to sunlight the same way as the monsters do, so he's got to make a decision here. Maybe one day I'll go into a little bit more depth with this movie, like I'll bring out some facts and stuff, but today I just wanted to get a movie out to you, something for you to watch if you wanted to watch something different.
We get the shit. We smash the shit.
Yes.
And then we put the shit back. We do the bashing, you get the thrashing. Let's play ball. Come on, bud.
Then what do monsters do?
Good question. Scare the hell out of her. It's our duty.
Stop it!
Oh my God, Eric's gone. Have you seen him? Do you know where he went?
So all in all, it's just a fun movie. It's something weird to watch if you're in the mood for a weird 80s movie. Now the special effects, or the monster makeup is actually pretty good. Maurice, I love his skin tone, and he does have a unique and fun look about him, and a few of the other monsters do too. Some are just kind of gross. Some are just kids with some makeup on and clothes on, that kind of make them look goofy, but Monster World is kind of fun and whimsical, but still has a dark element to it. Obviously dark physically, dark in the room because they can't handle light. But there's still an odd presence. I don't want to say uncanny because that's used so often, but it is because there's a lot of defying physics in this thing. There's a lot of weird stuff going on. Very much like a dream world, which they live under the bed, so maybe it's supposed to be some sort of monster dream world. The creatures are pretty cool. The costumes, designs are pretty fun. The only thing you really have to watch out for is, the fact that there's kids in peril and some creepy scenes. Now, if you're thinking, should I let my kid watch this or should I let my niece and nephew watch this? It really depends on the maturity of the child. I watched it when I was really young and I turned out okay. All right, so if you have seen Little Monsters, please let me know what you thought. If you enjoyed this video, check out some of my other videos. I hope I have something there that you like. And if you haven't seen Little Monsters, go watch it and come back and tell me what you thought. People probably don't really remember Howie Mandel too much as the comedian back in the day, or how he had Bobby's World. I watched that as well growing up.
Boo. Keep an eye out for monsters. You know what happens when I get upset. That's it. I'm upset. What the hell is that? I don't know. That's what happens when I get upset.
Now, Brian, isn't that what you want? You. Why such cruelty? You're a very unique individual. Remember the last time one of our little breed had been trapped?
Well, we've got him! I had hoped we could be friends, Brian, but evidently you don't play fair.
All right, so that's my movie suggestion today for you. Thank you so much for watching. Really appreciate it. Have a good day. Bye.